segments
Wow.
on the diffuser.
We don't talk about how I've been live for 21 minutes and didn't hit the button to go live. All right, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Definitely haven't been talking to myself for 21 minutes looking like a psychopath.
Regular Siege in the sense that you have to control the objective, you have to get that diffuser planted.
And
Oh,
specifically,
buddy.
you guys talk about, regardless of this being a brand new game mode, you guys are still keeping that core value of what Siege has always been in terms of that tactical prowess and what you can do
Wow.
in Siege. And
That's
I
not
think
embarrassing at all. Am I right?
being able to bring attackers with defenders.
Listen, I don't stream, I got excuses, all right? Something happened. They announced dual mode. They're doing the 6v6.
I mean, that's the magic of
Showing
it.
people what's up.
When you're playing this, you have to go on that
My thoughts on dual mode so far, it seems cool, but I'm curious
So it varies
how, if it's going to resonate with the... I'm just curious how it's going to actually play.
But putting her into the defense and making for the post.
How people are actually going to,
It's almost
I don't know. I don't know how I feel
fighting
about
on
it.
dual fronts.
And now we see
All right, buddy,
that
you can-
other
we don't
team has
need that.
planted the diffuser as well. So both are active at the same time. Teams have to recoup, regroup, and understand how they can recapture the site now that the plant's gone down.
The red team succeeded, it looks like, in their
Slammed.
very first capture. So
Bro's
now what
Diamond 1, though.
happens?
It's fine.
Oh. Is Uzi going to get it? They've
Also, I
already
just realized
lost
that
one
was
tick,
him.
as you talked about.
W.
Yep.
And it'll roll back.
Finally, someone I
So
recognize.
That progress they earned and they fought for, they get to keep, but they didn't get all the way for the next sector of the actual objective, so that's lost.
And what I'm seeing now with the front A team, they have that first one secured. Now that timer is going. So essentially, is that now
Count your
force
days.
them to now play the defense, wait for that next sector to open up, and then make that transition with that rotate?
Yeah, that beat there is actually leading into essentially a prep phase for that
Okay.
new sector. So our attackers in that lane are going into prep, using their drones, looking forward.
Wow.
Or they could rotate in through the neutral sector over to defense.
I'm
and
really
make
good to
sure
see her
they're on
watch.
defense.
Now, I do want to ask you guys, because you've
This whole
obviously
game.
had
I just
some
wanna know
time
about the Siege
playing
X, you
through it.
know?
What is your ideal lineup that you've ran the most, that you've experimented with the absolute most, whether that's on the defensive side or the attacking side?
They're bouncing.
You
They're
would never
just
catch
very
me being
excited to play
disrespectful.
the
I've
game.
never been disrespectful to the opposing
It's
team in my
amazing
life.
Running Nomad
There's no
on
evidence of that.
defense. You,
I like it.
You never experienced it before, and just doing that is amazing.
I'm about to say, you'll never hear anything coming from me in terms of Nomad with how much I love Nomad. I think Parker knows that as much as well. I played flank watch aggressively, so the fact that you can use those air jabs on defense to get those sound cues, to get that quick reaction, to net one of those eliminations, I mean, Nomad's massive on defense.
I mean, Gabe, when you played professionally, if there was a spot on a map to be as far away from the action as possible, you were there.
Absolutely. So you would have
You loved it.
110% find me at that neutral sector, where I am not going to be in the thick of it, but I am going to be trying to
Thick of
work
it?
my
Oh,
way
God.
through and see what is open and what isn't.
Now, one thing that you mentioned while talking about the game was that you're going to be swapping up the
Oh, man,
operators
almost a team
twice
kill.
a season. Now, what's the thought process behind which operators you bring in, which operators you bring out, and will it be a full-scale swap? Are we talking every operator is gone, or are you just going to bring in a couple and remove maybe some particularly strong or weak ops?
Yeah, so one of the big things is we want to make sure that the Pathfinders that are earned through our newcomer challenges are going to be available at all times. Again, like you always want to be able to have some of your ops to be able to play.
Slammed.
But outside that, we're going to be almost doing kind of like a crafted meta or ideas around that. Maybe we put a lot of hard breach up, maybe we put a lot of trap, or maybe remove both and see what happens now. Like, what can you do if you don't have electricity available to you? What can you do if you don't have, like, a lot of area denial and so on and so forth?
So I don't think this was mentioned by you guys, but what I am noticing
Bro got the staircase
is I'm
unlocked.
looking at the character, the utility, it's regenerated.
Yeah, this is a way that we can actually balance the operators over a long period of time. We're talking rounds are lasting about 15, 20 minutes. So you
20
can actually
minutes?
stack quite a bit of utility if you don't have this new system, and the team worked really hard on that.
Okay, we'll follow up with that. So are you saying that Capcan can essentially lay down 6, 7 traps at a time?
I'm going to take that one. So one of the things about the regenerative gadgets is that you can deploy based on the max that's been determined for dual front. So some of those values may differ from the core Siege experience.
Bro, I
but
wanted to
additionally,
have like
whatever your
15
last
frost
place
mats in
gadget
a
was, if you
corner,
place a new
and I
one,
can't do
it'll
that.
destroy that one and then move forward, just to make sure things are in line.
Perfect.
You're telling me I can't put down 20 Capcan traps?
That's what
and
I'm
just
saying.
sabotage the whole
Yeah, I mean, if we rewind time a couple years ago, you could have. And let me be honest, like, it became an HR problem. So
I was actually, I I'm glad you said that because I was thinking, I was like, what if someone just brings Mira and just lays down a lot of her windows and then immediately transitions off of that to a different operator and then uses them?
I'm thinking the Maestro. You just swap evil eye cams over and over and over again. You got unlimited laser beams.
We already thought of that. So if you're repicking your operator, the operator you were previously, all their gadgets disappear. And then you're jumping back in with a new operator to do a new strategy.
Additionally, you can actually see as operators are being swapped out and respawning, they go back to being unknown because we don't know who's coming up in that lineup.
Goddamn.
So that's another thing you'll have to adapt to as you're on the field.
I'm not a developer. I don't balance this game. I can only imagine how tricky it has been to find a way to make everything work. But before we get there, one of the beautiful things about having all these content creators in person is that we get to hear from them live in action. Patricia has an interview ready for us down on the stage.
Thank you, guys. I am here with Skittles. How you doing?
Doing great.
Skittles, I would love to get your first impressions of Siege X. How are you feeling about it right now?
I'm absorbing everything. This is a completely new game. We got a big map, more operators. Like it's insane. I'm just trying to take everything in right now, basically.
I can imagine. Are there any particular things that you're focusing on or interested in seeing in terms of the new updates?
I'm just really excited about the gun inspection. After 10 years, we finally got that, and oh my god, all the skins we have now, it's so worth it. It's so cool.
Very cool. Well, I won't take too much of your time, get you back to playing. Thank you so much.
Skittles does a lot of YouTube work, and I know that the weapon inspect element will be excellent for thumbnails, so that
I wonder what the guy's
will make
hat
it
is.
a lot easier for content creators to advertise their stuff. Let's dive into the next matchup that's happening at the same time, and it's a little bit of the old versus the present, one could say. A former two-time world champion of Pengu versus a current major champion of Spoit, as it's Team Pengu versus Team Spoit, and there's a competitive mindset between these two teams that is, maybe I would say, unlike a lot of the other matchups we'll have today.
I mean, how competitive can it be? I mean, Spoit's beating up on a retired old man of Pengu. Like, give him a break. Let him breathe a little bit.
That old, ancient,
I'm fascinated
prehistoric
in the way that
man.
this mode is going to be approached, right? Because Siege casts such a wide net. There are people who are going to play it on PC. There are people who are going to play it on console. There are people who are going to play it in casual. People who only play ranked. And then you've got people who are playing on high-end gaming PCs, and people who are just sitting at home, playing on their couch, listening to music, playing casually with some friends. And when you look at a mode like Dual Front, do you think it's the type of game mode that can catch all of those players and provide a compelling experience for each one?
Yeah, when we were talking about Dual Front, first of all, Siege is challenging. That's in our DNA. We'll never change that. But Dual Front makes it more accessible. You can respawn, you can repick your operators, you have more players on the table so you can try out new things. So all of this adds up to a game mode that honestly everybody's at the same level, on the ground floor, and they're able to jump in and have immediate impact.
So I was going to follow up with, I mean, we talk.
If that was me
obviously
play
talk
Opera, I
about
would have
casual
shot the
games.
teammate right there.
Coming from that competitive background, I absolutely do love the approach here, especially as we do know.
I already know
Siege
bro
is
would
a
have scared the
very
shit out of me.
complex game, but that's what makes it so unique, so fun when you can actually learn it. But what I really like about District specifically is it's symmetrical. It does really allow you to learn from one end to the other of just the basic functionalities of how Siege is played, whether you're playing horizontal, whether you're playing vertically.
Okay.
So you're not getting confused, and for a new player that you can come in and be like, okay, this is what Siege is like. So then you bring that into the other maps. And then I did also see not every single operator is able to be played, and I think that also is huge because as we know, Siege has a lot of operators and continuing to grow as the game continues to go further on. So I do genuinely think this is a great approach for not only a competitive standpoint, but most importantly also for the casual side.
Come here.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited to see the way that it shakes out. Have you two noticed anything that's happening at this current point in time that has caught your eye that you maybe weren't expecting at the tests you've done over the last year or so?
I mean, I saw someone do a breach. I literally have never seen someone do, like in all our playtests, breaching in onto the stairs of the second sector. Like that side of the site, like I don't usually see people like pushing through there. They usually push from top floor or walk up the stairs, but never breach the wall and jump right into the stairs. So that's kind of the magic of the map, right? So
we've got another interview ready from TikTok to Twitch, and now here in Atlanta, we've got Titanium Rolo down on the stage with Patricia.
Thanks, guys. You've got it solid. I am here now with Titanium Rolo. How you doing today, Rolo?
I am doing amazing. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful, especially now that I'm with you here. I'm already like fast friends. I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the neutral zone in the middle of the map?
So I think the neutral zone is actually really crucial, and I think that from the times that we've played it, we've not focused on it enough. There's so much focus on either attacking a base or defending a base, but actually so many people go to the neutral zone that if you manage to get control of it, then you can kind of completely control the flow of the map.
Trying to get a kill would not be me. I would never camp or be a coward or a rat, never.
And I'm also hoping, since I like Easter eggs, I'll find a couple of Easter eggs around there too.
I wish so many Easter eggs for you. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to playing. My pleasure.
Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, the Easter eggs that are hidden in all of the maps, by the way, are we going to see any in Dual Front? Do you even want to give that away?
Definitely first jump into the beta, check it out yourself, find them, because we have hidden some stuff around the map.
Oh, my Easter eggs.
For a reminder for those of you, we're going to say this a lot. I apologize if I sound like a broken record. But the thing is that the more I remind you that maybe you might actually be able to get to the game yourself, we are doing beta code access for Dual Front. That is on right now. Once we are done with the showcase, you will be able to play Dual Front, providing
I guess I'm playing Dual Front today.
Twitch accounts,
wasn't expecting that, but guess I got to.
Or one of our partnered streams, you will get the code after about a half hour or so.
How long have I been streaming? 30 minutes? All right, so then I probably should have the code now.
I don't want to know what he's... Oh.
Jeez. So as a status update in the match,
bro, I don't even use.
Both teams are trying to capture the second sector, and actually, I don't
even know how to use the Twitch app anymore. They made it complicated. Why? I don't want to be. Why is it like I'm on TikTok already, buddy? I'm like, how do I get to my?
We'll have a new objective that everybody has to jump into,
and we have to grab a hostage. So
yeah, I think I should maybe hold.
Like the typical quote-unquote siege
drop.
where you have to get the case down. Now we're going back to the
83%. All right.
Yeah, and not only just that,
beta code is almost secured.
Because we lost her at the end of the Assault on Hereford event. So this is where that narrative starts coming in when we talk about seasonal update that way.
I want to say, so when you grab the hostage...
Oh, so Dual Front going to be like linked to the story?
Enemies
yes.
side. So what there are...
I don't know. I don't even know what happened during last season or the current season it's on.
Extraction, but they actually need to.
Is that why Dokubi's all tied up?
And
like
make
hostage
it far
and
more challenging than just as simple as let's just bring it back to us.
Yeah, exactly. It used to like you can see as soon as it got the hostage got picked up there, the icon shows up to show you where the extraction point is for you, and the helicopters are coming in the next 30 seconds. And that, oh man, like again, we're talking about audio and all everything. Hearing helicopters come in during a siege match.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, I want to say
I shouldn't be excited for the audio update because it's audio and siege. You know, those two things never go well together. But
and it is when you were talking about the
God, I was playing Siege.
Let's acknowledge you can play outside.
Like a couple days ago, like the audio was just.
That needs to be acknowledged. You don't have a timer letting you know if you're going to be shown.
So almost full sprinting, I didn't hear him, but like my teammate walking like behind me, it's just like I can hear perfectly. Like yeah, just make it make sense, buddy.
What am I watching?
Exactly, but no, like I was saying, back to that. It is very intense when you have to run to the enemy side with this, trying to get that extraction up while they're up and coming, spawning, holding those positions from outside, waiting for an ambush that you're potentially running into. You were actually doing a very good job at leading that. You were like, all right, Lax, I need you to get in front of me. I need you to clear this. I need you to clear that. And we did end up doing it successfully.
Yeah, honestly, like, regardless of we talk about the match being, like, the game of being approachable, we get real competitive.
Oh, absolutely.
You mentioned that Dokkaebi is the one to grab here because of the actual lore of the game. Now, there are a lot of people here at this event dressed up in cosplay, and lore in Rainbow Six Siege, yeah, give them some applause. They work hard. The lore in Rainbow Six Siege has steadily increased to the point now where, you know, when I first started playing, and he first started playing, there was basically none. Will lore play a part in Dual Front, and will the events of future seasons find their way into this game mode?
So that's actually what we're trying to do with Dual Front. Bring some of the story into the game proper so that you get to experience the story itself. And so every single season,
So yeah, that's what I thought. I figured that
Siege into
they're
the
going
updates
to have
that you
changing
see in Dual
objectives. I
Front.
figured it would tie into the
Now,
story
if the team
somehow.
does successfully extract the hostage, what benefit does that give the team?
Oh, they're at the wrong. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
they both just
Yeah.
did the exact same thing.
Do they throw Dokkaebi into the net?
Well, they got
Is
to
that
take
what
it
they're
to the right
supposed to
extraction
do?
point.
I'm not.
But whenever they do end up getting it to the right, getting hostage to the right extraction point, and then having her airlifted out, you actually gain 2 sectors of the current objective or the next objective that you're going on. So if you have 1 sector left on, say, sector 2, it'll click forward on 2.
Okay, and so that won't, so like for example, on Bravo's side, they already have 2 of those sectors, or not sectors captured, but they have, you know, halfway through.
Actually, yeah, on either side of the match right now, whoever secures the assignment will win.
Oh.
But like, they just have to get them to the right extraction zone, and there's only 20 seconds left to get it done.
And what happens if you don't complete this task? Then it just
Oh.
goes.
They figured it
Sorry,
out.
I'm too excited now.
And so this is
That's it.
actually
All right.
an air tap, and they win. So that's the thing. You can either play for the neutral sector, or you can keep on pushing in one of the fronts and end the
I think
game
I like
as well.
it.
Like
From what I've seen, I think I like it.
things Siege,
I ain't gonna lie.
you have multiple ways to pull off.
When's the ranked mode for
Alright.
Dual Front coming out? I'm ready.
We've got more. We got more games going, by the way. So this one is finished, but next one up, we're going worldwide. Raza versus Pestily. Now, Team Raza have some pretty formidable players on it, and I wonder how they'll be able to tackle Dual Front. We saw a more objective focus in that Pengu versus Spoit matchup than in the first. And again, it's going to come down to the way that teams tackle these objectives. Do you go for kills? Do you fight for each of the sections of the map? Or do you battle, as we just saw, in that neutral zone nonstop? And for the Spoit and Pengu matchup, the neutral zone was the way to go. They ended up winning because of it.
But again, that's the beauty of this being a new game mode, is there isn't a right or wrong way to play this. You can play it what you see fit, what you want to do. You make those tactical adjustments of whether you're rotating players or seizing a moment, seizing an opportunity, and then even collapsing and falling back if necessary. So again, we're going through and through to be seeing any way possible and played, because there is no developed meta just yet that maybe you guys are hiding that you're going to keep for yourselves, and maybe run into you guys in one of these matches and quickly realize, okay, this is what we need to do.
Whatever meta we've developed, it's going out the window as soon as players get into the beta, because players just learn the game faster than anyone else on the dev team, and so that's going to evolve so quickly we won't even recognize it in a week.
Well, his game is finished, so let's hear what Pengu's thoughts on Dual Front are.
I am over here with the wonderful Pengu, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. How you feeling?
Excited. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous, and I came into it. I went 0-3, got no kills in the beginning. I was like, oh, chalk it. But then the teamwork started happening, and next to me started making some calls, and it clicked. We got the W.
Lovely. I'm sort of curious, what do you think about mixing attackers and defenders? How's that feeling?
I love it because it creates even more flexibility than before. Obviously, Siege has been about soft destruction, hard destruction. Now you have stuff like Capcan traps if you're defending, mute jammers. For example, Priest and I, we start defending the bomb site. He's playing castle, I'm playing mute. We're locking them out of the map essentially. And then if we join them on the attack, we can play more aggressive operators like the Grim, for example.
Amazing. Have you found any OP combos?
I can't talk about that because, like, what if people they copy it and they beat us, you know? So no, can't leak strats right now.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna let you get back to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patricia. You can take Pengu out of the game, and his former team did, but you can't take the player. I gotta get my digs in. but you can't take the player out of the actual match. He's not even giving away secrets in a show match. Like, come on.
Saving strats for SI.
Yeah, exactly. He's saving strats for the next match. Team Raza versus Team Pestily is up next. A reminder about those drops. I mentioned that we have partnered streamers. Everybody here is streaming as well. And we've got streamers at home that are also co-streaming this. Tune in and get to enjoy the action. I know that you want to hear us, but you've also got other people to tune in to. Now, that matchup between Spoid and Pengu went by pretty quickly. How does that match up with your expectations of a typical game of Dual Front?
So, one of the interesting things about the neutral sector assignment is it randomly triggers in the middle of a match. Between, I think it's like 10 minutes and 15 minutes. Is that right?
It's like first 5 in.
Yeah.
Like, so after 5, it can happen at any time.
So they already were pretty advanced in the match, and then it did end. So that's about the time that you can expect. 15 to 20 minutes is the average game length, and then you can jump into the next one right away. So you get a lot in a little package.
Hold on a second. Gentlemen, I'm seeing something here on your screen. Does your outfit show up on the loading screen before you get into Dual Front?
Absolutely. You got to flex whatever you got.
I think it's called Skinnergizing. Raza, that's your own teammate.
Well, he's got to take off the shades. I think he's a little discombobulated.
He can't see right now. He's too cool. Too cool for school. That's something that we haven't really seen a lot of, right? Like, there's always been chatter online about, oh, like the player cards before the match should show my skins. In Dual Front, you've now made it so that when you load into a game, your outfit and your gun skin are shown off.
So I also did notice when you first initially start out, you aren't just able to quickly run in to a different sector. You are blocked off right there. Is that essentially similar to a prep phase, or?
That's exactly the intent there, is that it gives time for those in the defending lane to actually do their setup and get ready. It gives time for the intel to be gathered by the attackers. I'll let this be known that the neutral sector is always neutral. So if you want to frag it out as soon as you start, you can go and, do it there.
That's interesting. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people that love to hear you say that just want to get straight into the thick of it.
And just like regular Siege, or core Siege, if I can call it that, destruction is a huge part of this. You talked about it as well. But we just got to see it firsthand. A lot of these teams are kind of treating this like team deathmatch. How beautiful is that? That's the rappel, by the way, that was shown, that you can now swing around corners.
Amazing.
The very first time in our very first match that we just saw that, the crowd went wild. I don't know if you heard that, but no, destruction, it plays a huge part. I mean, a lot of these teams, again, are treating it like a team deathmatch, but here you can reshape the map to your advantage.
That's right. And even, we saw it before, you can reshape the neutral sector. In fact, one of the things that we've been playing with is you can jump into the neutral sector before you attack, reinforce where you need to, or open up where you need to, so that you actually lay the groundwork for the match to evolve.
So I did notice within these sectors there are still default cameras that are up. And we've already talked about regenerative utility. Is that the same thing with barricades? If a team just is absolutely not attacking, they're more focused on defending, where they just immediately fell off, will those barricades come back up? Or is that through and through, once that destructibility is there, it's perfect?
Yeah, once the destructibility is going in place in the match, it's kind of the story of that match. So we allow that to be the permanent beats that had happened throughout it. So if anything's being broken down, like we talked about the cheat code where you get a soft wall, maybe not reinforcing it right away is a good move. So you get that second layer of destruction happening. But once it gets direct, then you reinforce it. Now that's a second barrier to stall them out.
Josh is giving that key intel for everyone listening, so you might want to take him up on that. There's a little tricks of the trade of this. Don't barricade right away. Wait for it to start being destroyed and then put it up.
Another interesting thing, though, when it comes to destruction, you'll see that the barricades are color-coded. And that's because the team that has their own color can tear it down. And so you can see a sector evolve over time as the new barricades of the attacking team come out, because now they're reinforcing it and the defenders have to recapture.
We've spent almost a decade of watching round by round things reset. It's a little bit odd to see persistent destruction in this game. So, I mean, you'd see it in TDM from time to time when eventually, you know, a map would be reduced to smithereens. But not only do you see it now, but it plays a much bigger impact than it does in TDM, right? TDM is a fun game mode.
Am I playing?
But here, there's much more strategy, as you pointed out. And the way you go about it will only deepen people's understanding of how to play this game.
You know, Raza just displayed that perfectly of questioning whether or not that was one of his fellow Capcans or another.
Still not over the aim that I saw.
Scanned it to see if it was, found out it was, and then shot that. Again, that's another thing as a veteran player when you're going to be experiencing this, you are going to have to be so aware of the utility that is placed around the map, placed around the sector, because you don't know if it's yours. You don't know if it's the other team's. You always have to be on alert. So again, it adds such another core development and process that you're going to be going through while playing this 6v6 game mode of Dual Front.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're just moments away from starting our last match of the day. Gentlemen, it's been great having you here, and I'm assuming you'll be riding along for that last one, but is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't seen yet, by any chance?
Actually, we've seen quite a bit here that we haven't dug into yet, and we're about to, because there are changes that are coming that you might have seen in Dual Front. They're coming to the entire game. So we'll be talking more about that very soon, actually.
You're just going to tease people?
Yep.
That's it.
Not even just teasing people, teasing us.
Teasing us.
You can whisper in our ears before you head out.
Admittedly, we had to tease them earlier on with the new game mode and all that special stuff, but good things come.
I think you should walk through that, buddy.
Who wait? Our very last matchup of the day is upon us for Dual Front, at least. Team Skittles, who you heard from earlier, and Team Meaty Marley.
Oh my God, the GOAT Atheno.
Fun fact about both of these team captains: both of them started their careers. Both of them started their careers hiding their identity, and we eventually got a Skittles face reveal, and now we know what Meaty Marley looks like.
See, I should have hid my identity, but I was too dumb to not do that.
Well, their gameplay.
Oh my God, Varsity Gaming, the GOAT.
I think they will, but something that really sticks out with both these rosters, if you were to ask me, who do you think's the favorite here? I don't have one, for the simple fact that your boy Roy and Atheno look a little deflated in their biceps. I don't think they got their pumping for the day. So you're definitely going to have to rely on the 5 players, I should say, on each side to pick up the weight from both those two.
I have a slight suspicion as to what the devs were talking about, by the way, because they said there's something that we're changing in regular Siege that wasn't mentioned, but it was briefly shown on the reveal video before this. And then we saw what looked like a pipe on fire, which, as far as I'm aware, Gabriel, there's no operator who puts down explosive pipes.
No, there isn't, and I was curious of that too, because, I mean, you know, as chefs, we add tons of ingredients to our meals and for people to digest. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is that ingredient is now being added into the gameplay that we all know and love in Siege. Again, we don't have operators that are laying down these pipes that can be shot. Is he going to shoot it? No, he's not going to.
Siege doesn't have operators.
And as for
pipes,
what that quote-unquote ingredient might be, the devs will be talking about that later on. I do like that we have a big mix of players here in Atlanta. You've got controller players, you've got
damn, I'm covering. Hold on, let me.
You've got Siege vets, you've got former pros, you've got world champions. You've got people who, as far as I'm aware, might not have ever really touched Rainbow Six Siege.
I mean, Narcoleptic Nugget. He doesn't touch Siege. I mean, look at the gameplay right there. I know we know him from Siege, but I'm a little disappointed in his gameplay so far.
This was the man whose biceps you made fun of earlier.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to regret it because, I mean...
Do you think he could take you in a fight?
Yes, for sure. I mean, look at him. He's so locked in. Huh? Actually, I lied. He just missed that.
Well, it was through a wall.
Oh, was it?
There are outlines on operators as well, because as you might have noticed on the top of the screen, the teams can run the same ops.
They can.
So you can have 2 vigils on the board at the same time. We saw in one of our earlier matches, there were 2 docks on the board. And outlines are very important to be able to distinguish, is it a friendly dock or is it an enemy dock?
Well, I mean, that's something that you're going to have to decipher, like I was saying with
I'm never scared to shoot a teammate. I shoot teammates all the time. Do it for fun.
Keep in mind a mental awareness of, okay.
Only one person belongs on the team, and that's me.
No, Macy, get off drone!
See, he's not, you know, he's not appreciating. Okay.
There it is.
Okay, so that's interesting. So, you know, we talked about operators not being able to lay anything like that, but in similarity to a Capital Bolt, similar to a Goyo canister, I mean, this creates a completely different new look and what we can see in Siege X.
This has been an interesting matchup between these two teams. They're playing it very slow, which is in stark contrast to the first game that we saw that had Uzi killing everybody in the server. Now, they talked a lot about this neutral sector, and it's coming in pretty quickly. Again, it can spawn at different intervals. This one in just under a minute, and it'll be only 9 minutes into
fake
action.
clip.
Will these
AI.
teams pay that neutral sector and the assignment that comes with it the same respect that we saw from that Pengu and Spoit matchup? That is the question. Uh-oh.
Now I am curious how long. Okay, so that flame actually does get put out pretty quickly.
It's not a Goyo canister.
No, it's not.
Goyo canister lasts 20 seconds. That looked like about 3.
I don't even think 3. Maybe like 2. But I think we could be wrong. I'll wait. I'll wait to see.
You're
if
gonna fight
anything...
with me over a single second?
No. Completely unrelated to what we were just about to talk about that we might see later on. But I mean, so far, this game mode is intense. There seems to be constant action no matter where you're looking, whether you are the one defending or you are the one attacking.
Now, speaking of, Alpha has to defend against the diffuser that's been put down while also dealing with the hostage objective in the middle of the map. That's the assignment that has spawned in. So you've got 6 players on your team. How many do you send to deal with that diffuse kit, and how many do you send to deal with the assignment?
That's the biggest thing. You know, if I'm in this situation, I'm sending at least 3. At least 3.
To which one?
To the neutral sector. To go for that hostage and keeping 1 on one end and 2 on the other. So that way you are still covering all of your bases where you need to, covering those sectors, making sure not only you can defend, but you can still attack, but you can still go for that neutral sector. And they're trying to go... okay, they did get it.
Varsity managed to pull it off.
I am curious if they know where to bring and extract the hostage here, whereas in the previous game, they were unfamiliar, which I think it's going to be the exact same situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth noting that everybody who is playing this game has little to no experience with it.
I would have done the same exact thing if I wasn't playing with Joshua.
Yeah, fair enough. So again, it comes down to learning on the fly and differing skill levels, differing platforms, etc. You will be able to get your hands on this beta for Dual Front later today. Again, link your Ubisoft Connect, link your Twitch account, and watch this stream or one of the partnered streams for about 30 minutes, and then you'll be in. You'll be able to play on PC and current-gen consoles. Now, it looks like Skittles might be able to pull it off.
I think he's going to.
Funny because we listened to the on-boarder, the don't board the helicopter.
But
when the literal opposite is the focus here.
I mean, it's up to that one Brit to shut this out right here and not make sure. And Skittles, I mean, my God, that was devastating right there. And now he's going to go for it. I mean, again, this is a beautiful thing, once again, is where you're not just focused on the sectors. You do have to focus on another objective, which is, again, it's so unique and it still allows you to be in control of any scenario at any given moment, to be able to shift, to rotate, to be elusive, that you can't just focus on one thing. You have to shift your focus in other places through and through, which again, for new players, old players, it allows you to constantly learn and adapt, which that's what Siege has been about for years.
And what you learn about this game mode is going to change very quickly.
Yes.
Assignments will be changing. Oh!
Do it again! Do it again!
Capture 1/3 complete.
I don't think they're capable of hearing us. But again, just to kind of underscore how this game mode will be supported, a season in Rainbow Six Siege is about 3 months, give or take, because we have 4 a year, just like regular seasons. Twice a season, the operator lineup will change, which means that for a lot of players, as you're finding your footing, things will shift. And then at the start of each new season, the assignment will change. Right now, it's rescue Dokkaebi, pick up the hostage, get her to the helicopter, save her, but who knows what's next? There's one thing that I've noticed that isn't present, and that's anything to do with secure area. If you look at the original 3 game modes of Rainbow Six Siege, you have the regular bomb, which is the whole premise of Dual Front. You have hostage, which is the special assignment, but where is secure area? Could it be coming next or coming at some point in future seasons.
Well, we're already getting something brand new with Dual Front, and it already being a heap loads of different things involved. So we could see an entirely different brand new mode introduced. Well, I mean, you know what I mean entirely.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, honestly, everything's up in the air of what could be brought in.
And it allows the developers to toy with the game, frankly. The Siege X formula has been around and has been tweaked over time. And you're going to see some more of those tweaks coming up in the next portion of this showcase in the core gameplay.
Yeah, I would love to get to the next portion
but
of the showcase. That'd be great.
You can't really reinvent Siege. But if you want to experiment, Dual Front is a great game mode where you can take those liberties and try out some new stuff. And who knows? Just as right now, original core Siege has influenced Dual Front, something could be cooked up for this game mode that is popular enough, maybe one day down the line, we see it in the core game. Maybe not. This is us idly speculating. But again, it gives the devs a chance. It gives the devs a chance to talk about this new game mode.
And of course he's MVP.
Of course. We've got our last interview for Dual Front with Fastan and Patricia.
Thank you. Hey, Fastan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good. I'm so excited to be here. The game's been a lot of fun. It's been great.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for letting me take the time to pick your brain. I actually wanted to ask you about strategy. How's the team strategy been? How's that evolving?
Well, our team's doing really good on the strategy front. I feel like, with the people that we're playing against, people said we were not going to stand a chance with some major winners against us or something like that. We played 2 games yesterday, 1 game today. All I want to say is we are 3-0 up in games because we are taking Dokkaebi as our win condition. If you get Dokkaebi and you Extractor, you actually get 2/3 off a sector, and that's been helping us win 3 games in a row, and it's been absolutely amazing so far.
Oh, amazing insight. Thank you so much, Fastan. Really appreciate your time being here. Can't wait for more gameplay. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you so very much. And again, it's great to have everybody here under one roof playing this game, and we get to get real-time opinions on what we're watching, because we only get to see their perspective, but they get to play it, they get to experience it, and almost every single match played differently.
Yeah. Well, it goes into what I was saying. This is a brand new game mode. It's unexplored. Everyone is going to be approaching it entirely different, whether it's going to be here or you guys later once this all wraps up. It is an unfamiliar area for everybody. So again, there isn't going to be a meta just yet. Who knows? There might not even be a meta in general because there is many factors to take into here that we just have not seen throughout Siege's history.
And if you're new to this stream and just catching up to speed, the game mode we just watched, the new permanent 6v6 game mode coming to Siege X, is going to be playable later today. We'll be giving out beta keys to those who have their Ubisoft Connect and Twitch accounts linked
let's see,
together.
Mine.
So you can get the keys here. You can get it from the partner
Let's see. Did I
as
get
well.
it?
You just got to watch about 30
Yes,
minutes.
sir.
Then you'll get access to the beta code. It'll go live when the show wraps up later today. But we've got Patricia ready yet again. As I said, this show's going to go quick. I didn't lie. Patricia, take it away.
Here we go. Finally.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Antero and Laxing. How are you guys enjoying Dual Front? Pretty cool. You just heard them talking about some core gameplay updates that we will be revealing in the next segment. So all that's left is for me to set the stage. Please welcome back directors Alexander Karpazes and Christopher Budgeon.
With Siege X, we're taking Rainbow Six Siege to new heights. Launching June 10th, at the start of Year 10 Season 2, this evolution of Siege builds upon everything that makes the game so special. In the first part of our showcase, we showed you Dual Front, our new 6v6 game mode. And there's a lot more to talk about. Siege X will deliver sweeping updates across all of Siege, with a strong focus on modernizing our maps,
Yes, sir.
refining our gameplay, and evolving our audio, with much, much more to come.
Audio. My God, can it be?
At its heart, our philosophy remains
parlay
the same.
on if it's gonna be worse or not.
Reinforce what makes Siege so unique. Its deep tactics, intense strategy, and the thrill of outsmarting your opponents.
But before we dive into what's next, we want to take a moment to recognize those who have made all of this possible. You, our players. And I bet there's some veteran players in this very room.
No, I'm not a veteran. I've only been playing for like 4 years.
Your commitment and support over the years has shaped Siege into what it is today. And we have something special to show our appreciation.
Stop dropping things?
Let's take a look at our veteran rewards. This is a special way to celebrate your time with Siege. For each year
Year 7
you've been
looking
with
good.
us, you'll receive a unique reward
Are you kidding me?
to honor
You're
your dedication.
I'm only
If
getting
you've been
an
with us
operator
since year
background.
3, for example, you'll receive 7 rewards from year 3 to year 9. And for those who have been with us since year 1, we've prepared something truly special. A new, exclusive Black Ice skin.
Oh my.
This is our way of saying thank you for standing with us through every battle, every season, and every moment that continues to shape the future of Siege.
We also want to celebrate your legacy in Siege with a special badge of honor. This exclusive badge marks the year you joined the fight.
2021, yes,
to your
sir.
dedication and journey in the game. Whether you're a recent recruit or a battle-hardened veteran, this badge is yours to wear with pride. Now,
Dog, I gotta let
it's
people
time
love to
talk
play this
about
game for
an
long.
important change that's come into the game. Recently, we introduced crossplay,
Mhm.
giving you the ability to play with your friends no matter which platform they're on.
Mhm.
With Siege X, we're tearing down barriers,
Oh my.
ready to welcome more players that want to experience the best tactical FPS. We want to make it easier to invite your friends to play the game.
Mhm.
We want to continue to grow the community, and we want to continue to build this game with veterans and new players from around the world. Starting June 10th, with the launch of Siege X, new players will be able to download the game for free and jump directly into the Siege experience.
Free? Alright. I know some people don't like that, but I'm like, whatever. I don't
Free
really
access
care.
will help grow the Siege community, but we want to
Free
ensure
is
that
what
Siege
makes games
remains
go bigger.
fair and protected.
But I'm scared for
particularly
cheats.
for Ranked and Siege Cup.
Yeah.
So let's break it all down. So
Oh,
you know
you got to
what
buy
expect
access
as
for
a new
Ranked?
player and a veteran.
With free access, players can dive into our brand new game mode, Dual Front.
Okay.
Learn the mechanics through our onboarding playlists, sharpen their skills in
Okay.
quick match, have fun in
I kinda
seasonal
figured.
events, and we heard you.
I'm not against that.
Unranked is making its long-awaited comeback. Unranked offers a competitive yet approachable experience for free access players to test their skills and explore the new pick and ban system, which you'll see in action in our show match later on.
New.
Free access players can experience core Siege gameplay and access training modes, earn XP, and unlock rewards. As part of the new onboarding process, players can earn and customize up to 26 operators through play. Additional operators can still be unlocked using the currency they earn to continue to grow their roster. The most competitive playlists, Ranked and Siege Cup, are high stakes and reserved for those who unlock the next level of Siege competition through premium access.
Okay.
And as always,
Premium.
you'll need to be level 50 to participate. Also, I want to reassure our dedicated players. You will keep access to everything you have.
Thank God. But I mean, also,
That's
duh.
right.
Like,
Don't
there's no
worry,
way they're going to take that away,
players.
right?
You'll keep access to
Like-
everything you've earned over the past 10 years.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Your
I'm not
access
surprised.
to our competitive playlists, such as Ranked and Siege Cup, your progression, your operators, your inventory, will all be yours to keep and to continue building for the future. No payments or action required to transfer your progress. As Siege continues to grow, we're not just preserving your legacy, we're refreshing the experience for every player. With Siege X, our totally revamped UI will be more than just a new coat of paint. How you navigate through game modes, browse your battle pass, and interact with Siege is faster, it's more intuitive, and more immersive. The UI
Immersive, oh
overall
my.
also streamlines your experience as you track your journey.
I'm not
as
gonna
a
lie, I
Siege
really,
player. So whether you're a veteran
I'm not a fan of the
bringing in new
logo.
friends, or a
I
fresh
can't lie, I'm
recruit,
not a fan of the logo.
we've revamped Siege's global progression system. Clearance levels, reward unlocks, and challenges have been improved, making it easier to track your progress and navigate the early stages of the game. Our focus was to make getting into Siege as fun as possible, while giving you the tools you need to learn the deep and rewarding systems of the game.
We're thrilled to welcome new players into Siege with free access. And we know that a growing community comes with responsibility. With SiegeX, we're making sure the game is the most secure it's ever been. That means industry-leading player protection, fairer matchmaking, and continued efforts to encourage a positive game that welcomes everyone. First, let's talk about game security.
Last month at the Six Invitational, we introduced R6 Shield Guard, our latest anti-cheat initiative. To catch up on the current status of R6 Shield Guard, let's hear from programming team lead Adrian Fraisse.
Come on, make it good.
Has no place in Siege, and we won't rest until it's a thing of the past. At SI, we introduced our new initiative, Rainbow Six Shield Guard. R6 Shield Guard takes a multifaceted approach to anti-cheat. Our QB system distributes different executables to our players, preventing tampering and issuing sanctions when detected. Binary hardening is the act of encrypting and hardening our game code to make it even more difficult to tamper with. Our security measures have rendered cheat makers' capacity to come back online much harder, with some of them exiting the scene entirely. Gameplay violation, our in-game defense system that allows for detecting players performing impossible behavior within the game, like sprinting while shooting. This system basically renders raid cheating a thing of the past, and we are working to keep it that way. Our next line of defense, Mousetrap, detects the use of mouse and keyboard in console pools. Our final line of defense is data. We use AI and analytics to detect irregular and exploitative behavior in the game. With SiegeX, our Shield Guard updates live without the need of a scheduled maintenance. Cheats will be harder, more difficult, and costlier to make, and cheat makers won't be able to anticipate security updates before they come in. Our Shield Guard is a long-term investment.
If it works, sounds good.
And we can't wait to share more.
I mean, more anti-cheat's always good. God, hope it works.
We're taking anti-toxicity in the game seriously as well, and we've made huge strides to make sure that everyone feels comfortable playing the game. We've doubled down on our mission. There is no room for abusive language and harassment in Siege. Here's Lancelot Satjay, Associate Director of Player Protection and Game Security, to talk about the systems we have in place.
We know that toxicity has become more frequent in-game, especially with a constant increase over the past 2 years. But the good news is, since Year 9 Season 4, the past December, we are now seeing the first decrease in toxicity. This is thanks to features such as our rework reputation system that addresses recurrent toxicity while rewarding constant positive behavior. Plus, our recently implemented automated text chat moderation. Since its release in Year 9 Season 4, the number of unacceptable messages has been divided by 2. We are constantly working to improve and balance detections. We are also dedicated to protect potential targeted players with our privacy setting features. In Year 10, the reputation system is fully activated.
Finally.
It means that the most toxic players, the ones with a dishonorable standing, have been removed from ranked, standard, and Siege Cup matches as they were impacting 25% of games played. Players with a positive standing are receiving rewards and specific car backgrounds. The more constructive feedbacks we receive, the better and fairer our systems are. To do so, use the in-game report function or contact us through R6Fix. We are listening to your feedback, and player protection will continue to evolve to make sure that the game is safe for you, even more with free access.
Cool. I don't know.
Anti-cheat and anti-toxicity are top priorities for us on Siege. And I want to thank Adrian and Lancelot and their teams for their work making the game the most competitive and fair it's ever been.
I hate that logo. I'm sorry. I hate it. God, I hate it. I get what it's trying to be, but
now, let's talk about the maps and visual updates.
I'm scared. Here's the part where my PC lights itself on fire.
Refining and working behind the scenes to bring you game-changing updates to core Siege gameplay. Siege X isn't just about the new experiences. It's about making the 5v5 Siege you love even better. From mechanics to quality of life improvements and everything in between, we're ushering in a new era for Siege.
One of the biggest changes coming to Siege is our modernized map update. We know how important maps are in Siege, and we've been hard at work improving visuals, readability, and overall gameplay flow to make every engagement more tactical and immersive. These updates will enhance lighting and textures and be more in line with the dark, gritty tone that people picture when
dark,
they think of
gritty?
Siege, all while maintaining the strategic depth players love. But words can only do so much. So let's take a look at how these changes come to life.
Oh boy, here we go.
Action.
Before. Okay. Before, it looked like dog shit. Now it looks like better lighting. Ooh, okay. The differences are kind of, I mean, they're noticeable, but they're not intrusive, which I kind of like. The lighting definitely looks more in line with almost... It almost gives me, yeah, it gives me like the OG Siege vibes, the lighting. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah. I like that. Oh, wow. Yeah, the detail on that looks a lot better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, darker rooms. Yeah, it definitely gives me old Siege vibes.
That's right. At launch, Siege X will introduce 5 fully modernized maps: Clubhouse, Chalet, Bank, Cafe, and Border. After the season of Siege X's debut, each new season will deliver 3 more modernized maps.
I kind of wish it was, you know, all the maps,
We've
but
done
okay.
significant work
But at least
on
it's
these
3, not
environments.
1.
We've rebuilt the lighting engine to bring more realistic atmosphere with richer contrast and colors. All major surfaces have been redone, with materials looking more real thanks to updated, physically based rendering standards, displacement mapping, exposure compensation, and increased resolution. For PC players, that means an optional true 4K texture pack
Oh, no.
for the sharpest, most detailed environments possible. For those watching the stream, we'll be sharing all of these videos today at full resolution so you can see the difference.
Oh, okay, good. Cool.
Building on the technology of lighting and modernized maps, we're also introducing a feature that adds a whole new layer to tactical awareness: first-person shadows.
Wow, that person's really excited for first-person shadows.
Now you'll have to think twice about your positioning.
That's cool,
If
though.
you're entering a room or passing
I like
a hallway,
that.
you'll be able to see whether your shadow is revealing your location
Finally.
to waiting enemies. This small but crucial detail makes movement and positioning more important than ever. The reason we can make all these changes and still ensure a competitive experience is because of a major change we're doing in making our enemy outlines updated.
When we talk about stealth in Siege, we want players to focus on how much noise they make, not how visible
Wow, yeah,
they
the
are.
lighting, man. Look
We
how
always
dark
want
that
enemies
corner
to be
is.
clear and
It looks a lot better.
identifiable. The new
It really
outline
does.
system
I know I've said it like
even with the more immersive lighting,
so many
enemies
times, but
can't hide in the shadows. This is a big change, but one that over time feels natural and ensures a fun and fair game. As usual, we'll keep listening to your feedback and make
So they
adjustments
have,
as needed.
They have, huh?
Another big change is the Repel update in Siege X, bringing more options to the most unique
Yeah, but can I shoot lights
movement
out?
mechanics in first-person shooters.
Repelling has always been a defining feature of Siege, but we knew it could be even better. With Advanced Repel, you can now sprint along the wall, and you can pull off what we saw Callie do back in the Playbook story trailer. You can now transition around corners while on rappel, including when sprinting. Here's those improvements in-game.
Plan, buddy. I'm hitting that clip day one on the release, by the way. Just letting you know. Spoiler alert. W change.
Cornering and sprinting makes rappelling on a wall and executing a plan so much more satisfying.
It's all about giving players more control, making movement feel natural, intuitive, and immersive. This is why we've also taken the time to update our basic movement in the game to include momentum as well. No more start and stop movement, but true flow and responsiveness. Let me give you a concrete example of this in action. Picture yourself moving across the bed in the bedroom gym side of Clubhouse. Before the changes, as soon as you ran off the bed, you would immediately stop running, drop straight down, and then start running again once you land on the floor.
That shit always annoyed me.
With the momentum-based movement update, you will continue to run off of short drops and carry your momentum with you. This achieves a new level of flow and immersion in the moment-to-moment action of Siege. We can't wait to see the creative plays that these changes will inspire.
All right, boys.
We talked visual improvements and new movements. Let's dive into something that's going to shake up gameplay itself. Say hello to destructible ingredients.
Oh my.
During an operation, every detail matters. Your intel, your loadout, your position.
It sounds like the OG, whatchamacallit.
Your environment.
Finally. So glad you could finally turn off metal detectors, unless you have been able to, and I just haven't been paying attention because I haven't been playing this game for 15 years. Yeah, can I shoot out lights though? I would like to shoot lights.
I freaking love these things. Destructible ingredients are shaking things up in Siege, bringing fresh tactical opportunities for both attackers and defenders. These aren't just environmental details, they're strategic tools that swing the outcome of combat engagements in modernized maps and dual front. First up, fire extinguishers. You'll see these scattered across the map, and when they're destroyed, they release a thick cloud of smoke, giving you some quick visual cover, but that's not all. If an enemy is standing too close when one bursts, they'll be concussed, setting you up for the perfect push. Next,
that shit about
we
pissed
have
me
gas
off.
pipes. And these can really disrupt the flow of the fight. Shoot it.
I thought that gas
releases a
pipe was about to be
controlled flame, cutting off rotations and forcing roamers to move. But here's the catch. Once the fire reaches its peak, the pipe explodes, covering the area in flames and creating a brutal area denial effect.
Brutal.
And finally, metal detectors. You have seen these before, but they're a little more responsive than you've come to know them. Metal detectors are now fully interactive.
Finally.
You can disable them temporarily or permanently, giving you the control over when movement is detected. Do you disable them to sneak through unnoticed, or leave them on to bait enemies into giving away their position? You can even destroy them outright with explosives.
Good change, good change.
These destructible ingredients introduce new tactical possibilities, giving players more ways to manipulate their surroundings and outplay their opponents.
Each of these destructible ingredients adds a new layer of strategy and creates fresh opportunities for creative play. Whether you're using them to gain an advantage or counter an opponent's plan, they'll keep every round dynamic and unpredictable. We can't wait to see the tactical strategies you'll come up with. Destructible ingredients will be available in modernized maps and in the dual front game mode. And we're not done working on destructible ingredients. We'll be listening to all of you to see how we evolve them in the future. Speaking of listening, audio in Siege is one of the most important tools a player can use to get a
We're
competitive
getting
edge.
serious now.
That's why we're introducing the biggest audio overhaul
Ray
Siege
Trace
has
audio?
ever seen. Or
whatever that's called in Forza.
every gunshot, footstep, and explosion will be more accurate, more immersive, and more clear than ever before. You're going to want to turn up your volume and put on your headphones for this one. Get ready to hear the difference.
Gotta blow my eardrums out.
In Rainbow Six Siege, audio has been overhauled to convey a greater sense of accuracy in order to give players more cues to reliably detect enemy actions.
Kobe.
These audio enhancements add a layer of spatial distinctions, making it easier to tell if someone is coming from your left or your right. Sound propagation has been upgraded, with sound traveling vertically and allowing players to know if an enemy is pushing from above or below. Sound also propagates through openings created in surfaces, offering more immersion. Sound reverberation is more realistic, relaying whether nearby actions are coming from a big room, a small room, indoors, or outdoors, making pinpointing enemy locations more reliable.
God, the lighting is so
These
different.
audio innovations offer new tools to adjust response tactics, deliberately cause noise to draw rivals into an ambush, or use
Slammed.
carpeted areas to limit the sound of infiltration, and use flashbangs to mask the sounds of powerful abilities, making for a more immersive, refined, and satisfying tactical shooter experience.
W.
I get goosebumps every time I hear the new audio. With this audio overhaul, every sound in Siege is more precise and immersive than ever. You'll be able to pinpoint gunshots, footsteps, and explosions more accurately, whether they're coming from the left, the right, above, or below. Intel makes or breaks great plays in Siege. With these enhancements, audio has become an even greater Intel asset and is more reliable than ever. Audio will be able to provide the intel you need to succeed, but to truly dominate, teams need to be able to share that intel, coordinate attacks, and call out enemy positions. But we know that not everyone is comfortable using voice comms.
Yeah, I'm trying to get called a fat boy when I turn my mic on.
Communication Wheel, a new tool to design communication faster, clearer, and more accessible for everyone.
In the heat of battle, communication is key. That's why the communication
Can't
wheel
wait
is
to
so important.
spam reinforce
It's your
15
new way to
billion
call the
times during
shots
prep
and keep
phase.
your squad in sync. Need help with a breach or a rotate? Call out the spot for your play.
Dude, the lighting looks...
Is
Dude.
an area clear? Let your squad know it's safe to reposition.
Wow.
Ready to make a push? Tell your team you are moving in and lead the attack. And when a teammate makes the right move, confirm it with an okay or send them a quick thank you to keep the teamwork flowing. The communication wheel gives every player the tools to share their strategy regardless of their playstyle, keeping your team one step ahead.
We covered a lot of subjects, but what about weapons? We know how much players love their weapon skins, and now, for the first time in Siege, you can check them out with Weapon Inspect.
Thumbnail game about to go crazy. Yes, sir.
I know, we've been looking forward to Weapon Inspect just as much as you have. Rifles, pistols, shotguns, Siege has over 100 weapons in the game, and you can inspect every single one of them on the battlefield. Now is the time to flex your favorite skins and appreciate every single
cannot
detail.
wait to inspect that seasonal skin that I got from the Battle Pass Bravo Pack thing.
In action in a 5v5
that
show
just will
match
never go
with your
away,
favorite creators.
ever.
But before we get there,
oh my.
I wanted to take a moment to speak directly to all of our veteran players and community. I'd just like to personally thank you for making Siege what it is today. I myself am a year one player, and the last 10 years have been incredible. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for the revives. Thank you for the adrenaline pumping clutches. And thank you for the EMPs and cover fire as I was trying to open the main breach as my boy Thermite. 10 years of this game and the moments that have come with it are truly something to celebrate. And I can assure you that we still have plenty in store throughout the year to celebrate this momentous milestone with all of you. We've been building towards this moment for 3 years.
Hey, you love seeing your developers be passionate about the game.
We've been building towards this moment for 3 years, and it feels unreal to finally be able to share it. SiegeX marks the beginning of a new era of Rainbow Six Siege. This is our commitment to keeping Siege at the top as the best team-based tactical shooter out there.
Let them know.
This is our commitment to the next 10 years of Siege.
Oh my god, you're 20 about to hit like crack.
And this is our commitment to you, our players, for being here this whole time. Thank you.
Rainbow Six Siege has changed my life, and I've had many players from around the world tell me the same thing. SiegeX is the continuation of this life-changing game. And on behalf of the entire team, we're working so hard to build on the amazing legacy, we would like to thank you all. The stories you share, the friends you make along the way, and the passion you have for the game inspires us to always make Siege better. And we have one more announcement.
Oh my.
As you know, our esports event, Reload, will take place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, this May.
Uh-oh.
And today we can say that we are excited to announce that this will be the first Siege competition ever played on SiegeX.
Oh my.
Everything we just presented today will be there. The modernized maps, the overhauled audio, the new rappel mechanics, the works. Reload will also be the place for us to share with you the full roadmap for year 10 and give you an idea of what's to come after the launch of SiegeX on June 10th. Before we jump into the 5v5 show match, I'm going to pass it over to Patricia.
Wow. Thank you so much, Alex and Josh. Incredibly exciting updates. Wow. And now, a little surprise for all of you Ash fans out there.
Oh my.
Let's take a look.
Oh, this is the one that they did the thingamawopper. They did the poll on like Twitter. The community voted thing.
An awful lot of information, and I didn't really expect it to get so emotional. But to Josh's point, it's not just the devs whose lives have been made better by this game. It's both of us as well. It's many of you. We're not just a community.
I wish I could say my life has been better since I played Siege, but...
And for the last 10 years, so many people's lives have been made better by Siege. So from both of us, a very heartfelt thanks to the dev team, to the publishers, to the developers who've worked on this, to the people on the esports side of things, to the streamers and content creators, but most importantly, to you watching. Because we wouldn't be here without you, the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's a surreal moment to be in this historical moment, you know, a decade of Siege, and to think that we're now here with something brand new for each and every single person, whether from the beginning and to now. I mean, it is truly a heartfelt moment, not only for me, for you, and like you said, for everyone around to just be in this moment, to partake in this. And again, thank you to each and every single one of you.
And why don't you give yourself here in Atlanta a round of applause, because you've been great so far today. I know that there was some onion cutting going on moments ago, but this is ultimately a celebration, and you've been spectacular so far. We are not done just yet. We do have a show match coming up. I'm excited. Are you
excited?
Show
match? Well, sounds like, okay.
Oh, okay.
I just complimented you. How are you booing me? I'm right. It's very hurtful.
Maybe weapon inspect? Oh.
I'm weapon inspecting my cue cards.
All right, buddy.
They love it. That's a cheap.
Well, I assume this is done for.
A lot of big updates.
My thoughts are
during Dual Front, but now you'll get to see it in action in what is called Core Siege, the game that you know and love, the game that you've been playing for some of you maybe a couple months, some of you maybe a couple days, some of you maybe since the game launched in December 2015. We've decided to adopt another dev, though. We had both Alex and Josh on earlier, and now we're going to bring in our good friend Chris to talk about something else that is a little bit intriguing. It hasn't been in the game since the beginning, but it has become a fundamental part of Siege. And I am going to put some blame on you. You're the reason why people's favorite operators aren't available in certain games. We're going to be talking about pick and ban. While we talk about the pick and ban, let's get ready for Skittles versus Meaty Marley in our
they're doing whatever they're doing. My thoughts on Siege X was very well needed. There's no way they could have gone. I don't even think they could have gone another couple of years with the game and how it is now. But I like all the changes. I'm curious how the Dual Front. I was about to say I already forgot the name. I'm curious how that will resonate with the Siege audience. I think the environmental destruction stuff change is good. I think the lighting looks. It's funny. The clips they showed after they showed the lighting looks way more impressive than the clip they showed to show off the lighting, if that makes sense. It looks a lot like the original Siege, or especially how people think the original Siege looks like. I like how it looks darker, and it just looks a lot better. I love the fact they could finally stop metal detectors from going off. That's amazing. I like the environmental stuff, as you can see here. It's a good change. I think it's a good a good overhaul. Like, look at the lighting. Like this, I mean, it just looks so much better. I like the fact that it's going free to play. I think that's obviously going to get more people into Siege, and you just got to hope that their new anti-cheat thing that they're working on is going to be, you just got to hope it works. That's the thing. Like, oh, we're working on new anti-cheat. Cool. Is it going to work though? I also like the fact that you gotta have the premium access to play ranked. I like that because it keeps the abundance of cheaters down just a little bit. But you're never gonna get rid of cheating, I don't think, unless you just hard lock everything down or whatever. But I don't see that happening. But yeah, I think it's a good change. I kind of wish they would have just had all the maps modernized before release, but they won't. You have to wait, I think 5 maps. It's going to be Clubhouse, Chalet, Border, Bank, another, there's a certain, I can't. Clubhouse, Border, Bank, Chalet. There's another map that I can't remember apparently. And then after that, all the current maps they're gonna every season. The modernized maps thing, it's cool too. I kind of wish they would have done them all in the all in one thing, but I kind of understand that, you know, I guess understand the development, but I'm like, I wish they, you know, I just wish, you know, I wish it would be there, but at least it's 3 maps every season that they're gonna modernize instead of 1. When they were announcing that they weren't gonna have all the maps in the modernized when the game released, I was kind of like, oh boy, here we go. We're gonna have to wait each season for 1 map, but no 3. That's fine. The repel changes, I think, are gonna be useful. I don't think repelling has ever been good in the game. I don't think it's ever been in a spot where it's like, oh, this is a good mechanic. But I think the changes that they are making are going to turn that into like, oh, okay, this feels normal. It feels like it's supposed to be in the game. I always felt like repelling in this game felt so unnatural to me. What else? The momentum movement I think is good. So when you are on a bed, like, you know, when you climb over a bed and jump off, you don't do that like awkward second stop. You keep going, and it feels a lot more natural. I think that's a good change. There's probably a lot more stuff I'm forgetting, but yeah, I think it's a good change. I think it's much needed. I think Siege has needed this for a long time, and I'm happy it's getting it. I can't be one of those people that said I've been playing forever. I haven't. I've only been playing since year 5, but yeah, I think it's exciting. I like it. I hope that this helps the game grow. I hope this gets more people into the game for sure. I think it will, especially with it being free. I think it will. I'm just curious to see how many of those free players will translate into getting the premium access to play ranked and all that. But yeah, W update that they're gonna add. I think June is when it comes out. I wish it was sooner, but obviously the new season started, so of course it's not gonna be sooner. But yeah, I think it's a W change. I'm excited, and yeah. I'm gonna go download the beta access for Dual Front and play some of that and record or stream it. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, if you watched it, thanks, and yeah, I'll see you.